Hello, my name is Mario Pizzacalla. On the bottom left-hand corner of the screen is an image of the front cover of Celia Lottridge's book, 10 Small Tales. It's a collection of 10 short folk tales sourced from around the world. And I have selected one of these folk tales that I would like to share with you. The title of the story in English is as follows, and I'm going to fingerspell it. The little boy who turned himself into a peanut. Now, my translation of the title into American Sign Language is as follows. So, let me tell you the story of the little boy who turned himself into a peanut. Deep in a hilly woodland forest, in a cottage by the lake, lived a little boy and his father. One day, the little boy's father, turning aside from the newspaper he was reading, said, "Let's go fishing today." The little boy was eagerly waiting, but his father kept reading the paper and reading the paper. Excited for their outing, the little boy went outside to wait. He sat himself down on the front porch. He noticed, there lying on the ground in amongst the grass and soil, a peanut. He said to himself, "I'll play a trick on my father. I'll hide myself in that peanut, and my father will try to find me." He giggled at the thought of it. And with that, he turned himself into one kernel of that peanut, and there he was inside the peanut shell. Now it just happened that a chicken was walking around the yard, and she saw the peanut. Peck, gulp, she swallowed it. So where was the little boy? He was inside the peanut shell, inside the chicken. As the chicken continued walking and pecking, a hungry fox saw her. Out he jumped, and the chase was on. In a panic, she was fast, but he was faster. Snap, gulp, he swallowed the chicken, feathers and all. Then he trotted on, feeling very full. Now where was the little boy? He was inside the chicken, inside the fox. As the fox continued trotting along through the forest, a prowling wolf, lurking behind a tree, saw him. And the chase was on. In a panic, the fox was fast, but the wolf was faster. Snap, gulp, The wolf swallowed the fox, tail and all. Feeling very full and very thirsty, the wolf turned his attention to the lake. Now, where was the little boy? He was inside the chicken, inside the fox, inside the wolf. With a need to quench his thirst, the wolf ran down to the lake and began to drink. As he continued to lap up the cool, refreshing water, an absolutely gigantic fish, watching from the depths below, saw him. Then, suddenly launching up out of the water and crashing down upon him, it opened its enormous mouth and snap! Gulp! The fish swallowed the wolf, tail and all. And then it swam away, and the surface of the water grew still once more. And now, where was the little boy? He was inside the chicken, inside the fox, inside the wolf, inside the fish. The little boy's father finally finished reading the paper, but his son was not there. He stepped outside to find his son. He looked everywhere and called out for him, but the boy was nowhere to be seen. He must have gone off to fish, said the father. So he grabbed his fishing pole and made his way down to their favorite fishing spot on the lake. When he got there, he sat down, cast his line, and looking around, wondered where his son had gone. Then his father felt a sharp tug on his line. Reeling it in, his fishing pole bent lower and lower still. With all his strength, he brought up his catch, an absolutely gigantic fish. Up into the air it came, and down to the ground it fell. It landed at his feet. He looked down at that fish, and it looked up at him. Amazed at its size, the father opened up the fish's mouth and looked inside. And what did he see? The wolf! So he pulled the wolf out, and the fish swam away. The wolf stood there with his belly bulging. The father opened the wolf's mouth and looked inside, and what did he see? The fox! He pulled the fox out, and the wolf ran away. The fox, too, had a full belly. The father opened the fox's mouth and looked inside, and what did he see? The chicken. He pulled the chicken out, and the fox scurried away. The chicken shook her feathers and began walking and pecking, just as she was doing before, when all of a sudden the chicken sneezed. Achoo! And out of her popped the peanut. As soon as the peanut hit the ground, out jumped the little boy. He was so glad to see his father and gave him a great big hug. The chicken walked away, a little confused. The boy again hugged his father, and the father hugged the boy. And the boy promised never to turn himself into a peanut again, and to always stay at his father's side. And so the two of them strolled away.